you in the meantime. Thank you so much for always joining in and tuning in. We want to employ you with knowledge to improve your life and business. So welcome to the show, guys. My name is Alka.
My name is Ria, and welcome to
our
show.
And so, Ria, this morning, I'm going to be talking from Jillian Michaels' book today, this morning. Chapter 1 is identifying your passions. Now, passions are everything. Passions, we need to have a passion that truly ignites our heart. We need to be passionate about life. We need to be passionate about things that we desire. Now, let me share with you, friends, when we are on the journey to having what we desire, if we are on this journey at this moment in time and we have our passions to, whether it's, you want to get into competition, so whether your passion is to get into a business of your dreams. For me, my passion, what I was passionate about, was to have my fitness studio. And when I explored that side of me to open my fitness studio, it started with a passion, but also it started with a desire for me to empower other women. And because of that, and because of my story, how I was in that dark place in my life where I was, I had put on weight. I was an introvert. I did not want to socialize with people. I did not want to be around people because physically how I looked. And that held me back from so many things. That held me back from taking control of my passions. So friends, if you have passions, that does not mean you're arrogant. That does not mean you're selfish. That does not mean that you don't care for other people. On the contrary, that is a myth, because being in line with your passions, and later on in life, I began to find out that my passion truly was the person who I was meant to be. And how did I define that? How did I define who was the person I was meant to be? And that came through the form of finding myself, finding who I was. And that meant I had to do internal work. And for sometimes, that takes up a lot of time. For some people, we don't want to put in the work. We don't want to do that internal work because it's a lot. It's a lot. It's like an onion. You're peeling one layer after another. But you have to do that to find out the true you. So chapter 1, identifying your passions, is very important because, your passions is who are you aligned with. And today, I'm passionate about so many things. I'm passionate about life. I'm passionate about my endeavors. I started with a journey into fitness. I opened my fitness studio, which took courage. It took risks because I had no knowledge about the fitness industry. And so if we don't have knowledge, it is easily for anyone to give up on that dream. But I knew I did not want to give up because I was passionate. I had a burning desire, as I shared with you in many chapters from the Think and Grow Rich book from Napoleon Hill, the burning desire. You got to have a burning desire. And for me, that was to empower other women. And so, my friends, as I talk to you about identifying your passions, where does your passion lie right here, right now? What are you passionate about? What's the most that you get excited for when you wake up in the morning? Are you excited? Are you full of zest? And now, I mean, you can't really, stop me. Like when I wake up in the morning, I am just like myself. I'm not groggy. I'm not, I'm just
dreading the day.
No, I look forward to the day. I look forward to the day. Yeah. And you know what? So what are you passionate about? What are you focusing on that you are passionate about that's going to give you the results that you truly desire? So friends, I wanted to just share, this with you, identifying your passions, because that is where it all comes about, that you're not arrogant, you're not, you're not selfish, you're not, it's not that you don't care for other people. When you're passionate, you do have everything that is in alignment. So on the contrary, you are more passionate. You do care for other people. It's because you're passionate. If you are not passionate, you would not care for others. And so I just want to leave with you, what is the one thing that when you wake up in the morning, you are ready to go, you are excited, and you are passionate? Ria, what's the one thing that gets you passionate about when you wake up in the morning?
Well, now my passion is business. I do recognize that passion change. My passion changed. Growing up, I was playing with my doctor, medical set, and I decided that I'm going through, years of education, more than 10 years of education to become a doctor, because that was my passion growing up. Coming to America, I used my formal education of being a doctor to work here legally in the US. Now, until I learned the other world of business that I did not know about, my passion changed. So my passion and everyone's passion will change with time, especially if you get more knowledge into into yourself, as you learn more things, right? When you visit places, when you try to learn from others, when you have mentors, when you read books, your world, your present world changes, your present world evolves. So just like your passion changed, because certainly it changed for me. So when I learned about business, I said to myself, yes, thank you. My passion for being a doctor got me here in America. Now I'm transitioning to another passion, to another vehicle that will get me to my destination. And what is my destination? That is to provide free medical mission, which is alignment with my original, reason why I wanted to become a doctor, is to help people. Now, my medical mission is for free. It is not for a fee. Now, what else? I would have more scholars. And how would I be able to do that? It's only through becoming an entrepreneur, business. Because when you are a business, your income is infinity. And when you have cash flow, when you have several drips of income coming from different direction, then you're able to care for others. Why? Because everything in life that is important requires money. It requires financial intelligence. So we all change our passion. We all change our vehicle. And it's up to us. It's up to me to acknowledge it, to accept it, and to attack speed, right? So my friends, until next time.
Exactly, attack speed and passion, loves. And well, I totally agree with that. I mean, sometimes, we often change our vehicles. We often change, and change is good. You have to change. You have to evolve. And as entrepreneurs, as we are, we need to change. We need to evolve. We need to always be constant in what we're doing in our business, in our endeavors at this moment, or we need to change and have other vehicles open to us that we are passionate. So as I said, I was passionate about in the health and fitness industry. I was passionate. I had my studio for 5 years. And I was so passionate, and I love my clients, and we still keep in touch today because it was a community that I had built. And there's nothing better than for me to see my clients. So that was my passion. And so I changed. And sometimes, circumstances will come in a way, i.e. the COVID pandemic. For some businesses, they closed, they just shut. And so you have to pivot. And that's the key too, Ria. You have to pivot. And for most of us, we need to know, okay, what does that pivot? What does that look like? And how do we transition? So do you think there's like an easy process that when we have to transition sometimes? And what does that look like when we have to transition?
Remember, there's a law or a rule. It's called easy, hard. You do what's easy, your life will be hard. When you have transition, you have disruption. And with disruption, there's hard things coming along your way. So do you want the hard, easy law? Which means, do you want to do what's hard now? So you'll have an easy life. So
I want to take that.
So with life, with anything that's, you have to pivot or disruption, things will be harder. But if you do what's hard now, I guarantee you life will become easy.
Love that. That is so beautiful. Absolutely. I mean, we have choices, but the number one takeaway, friends, is passion. Ria and I, we just identified our passions, and now we want you to identify what is your passion. What is it that excites you? And as we said, your passions will change over time. You don't have to stick with what you're passionate about. You don't have to stick to the business or whatever endeavor you are in. You don't have to stick to that. If you're not passionate about, change it. Right? You can change at your own will. So I want to leave this thought with you, is to always be constant, always be evolving, because that in those moments is how we begin to really define our passion and who we are as individuals. So friends, we have come to the end of the show. Ria, do you want to share